The prophet Musa embarks on a journey with a mysterious teacher named Al-Khidr. The condition for their travel is a total suspension of judgment. Musa must witness his teacher's actions without asking a single question. The teacher then commits 3 acts that defy every moral and logical intuition. He shatters a wooden boat belonging to poor fishermen. He ends a young boy's life. And he repairs a crumbling wall for a town that had just refused them food. The explanation for the first act reveals a layer of reality Musa could not see. A tyrant king was patrolling the coast, seizing every perfect vessel he found. By damaging the boat, Al-Khidr ensured it stayed in the hands of the poor fishermen who relied on it. The damage served as a shield. It demonstrates that divine mercy can arrive in the form of a loss, protecting us from a much greater catastrophe that has yet to arrive. This contrast between appearance and reality brings us to the close of Surah Al-Kahf. After stories of epic journeys and incredible physical feats, the Quran delivers its most sobering reality check about worship. It turns our attention away from outward achievements and forces us to look inward at our true intentions. Surah Al-Kahf introduces the greatest losers, people with pages filled with dense religious effort, yet their balance on Judgment Day is 0. Their failure wasn't a lack of work, but focus. They performed for an audience, seeking reputation, rather than the Creator. Just as a broken boat can hide a mercy, a lifetime of visible, exhausting religious labor can hide a spiritual void if the intention is misplaced. To prevent total loss, the Quran provides a technical audit. For an action to be accepted, it must meet 2 conditions. First, amalan salihan, it must be structurally sound. Second, ikhlas, or sincerity. If even a fraction is done to impress others, the structure fails. In performative worship, prayers and charity done to maintain a social image evaporate on the scales of justice, leaving only physical exhaustion behind. Missing either condition voids the work entirely. Effort without sincerity is merely a performance for a worldly audience that cannot reward you. While many religious acts are visible to others, the Quran emphasizes devotion that occurs away from the public eye. Fasting provides a perfect example of private sincerity. The pang of hunger and the dry throat of thirst are invisible to the people around you. Since no observer can verify your empty stomach, the fast remains a secret between you and the Creator. It is an act that cannot easily be used for showmanship. Sincerity is most clearly proven when the audience is removed. Allah places the highest value on these moments that are deliberately hidden from society. Surah Maryam applies this theme of sincerity to moments of extreme personal crisis. The prophet Zechariah found himself at the end of his legacy. His bones were weak, his hair was white, and his wife was barren. Despite the biological impossibility, he asked for a son. His sincere conviction that Allah had never disappointed his previous prayers was met with an immediate answer, the birth of Yahya. We see an even deeper isolation with Maryam, a virgin mother standing alone in a desolate landscape, facing the physical agony of labor and the impending judgment of her people. The weight of her situation was so heavy that she wished she had died and been totally forgotten before reaching this point. She was at the limit of human endurance. But her solitude was actually the site of direct divine care. Allah provided a stream at her feet and fresh dates from the tree above, sustaining her physically when she had no worldly support. When every worldly door of logic and social support is locked, the door of direct provision remains open for those who call upon Allah in private. This prophetic character is defined by gentleness, even in the face of hostility. When the prophet Ibrahim's father threatened to stone him, Ibrahim responded with the tender address, Ya Abati, O my dear father, and promised to pray for his peace. That same gentleness is extended to those who have spent years in neglect. The Quran warns of those who neglected prayer and followed their own desires, yet it immediately offers a way back. The protocol for return is simple: sincere repentance, or tawbah, followed by faith and righteous work. This process grants instant acceptance, regardless of the past. We see the manifestation of this return when believers stand in unified worship, having moved from neglect to focused, correct action. The lesson Musa learned at the start of the journey comes full circle. The physical hunger of the fast, the isolation of a trial, and the difficulty of repentance are the mechanisms Allah uses to preserve the soul.